I'll be going through the answers quickly, so make sure your course book is open in front of you, and please stop and rewind the video as you need to. So, got your book open in front of you? Are your answers in capitals? Want to know why the answers are the answers? Then let's go. For question number 1, we've got to choose the correct answer, which collocates with canoeing. What is it that you do on a canoe? Well, there's only one correct answer, and that is a trip. To go on a canoeing trip. Question 2, pure vocabulary question. The context is that the canoe was sailing along nice and merrily. Suddenly it hit something and it flipped over. What's the word for this flipping over? It is overturned. For question 3, in order to get the answer correct, we have to read on past the gap where we see that the waters are so muddy that presumably he couldn't see it, and if he couldn't see it, there was no point looking for it. If that's the case, then what he's done here, and let's go back to our answer, is that he gave up. He simply couldn't see it anymore, didn't see the point in looking for it, gave it up as lost. There's the answer again. So here the answer for the 3rd time is gave up. For question 4, all of the answers can collocate with the verb before the gap to form phrasal verbs, but all of these phrasal verbs mean different things. So what meaning do we need here? Well, if we have a look at the context, I think the context is that he found it by accident, that he wasn't intentionally looking for it, but nevertheless he found it all the same. So if you find something by chance, or that you weren't looking for it but happened to be there, then we say that you come across something, and that's why the answer is across. For question number 5, we have to choose the answer which introduces the correct meaning given the context for what follows. And what follows is that the camel was broken, but something was still working, or something was of some value still. So we need the correct contrast subordinate conjunction to communicate this message, and the answer is although. To get the answer for question number 6 correct, you've got to think about 2 things. First of all, you've got to think of the answer which can collocate with follow. What is it that you follow? Well, if you're investigating something, if there's a puzzle, think of police investigation dramas, that kind of thing, they follow clues in order to get to their end goal or to reach a result. So here the answer is clues. For question number 7, what we've got to pay attention to here is the word which follows the gap, and that is that. There's only one answer which follows this particular language pattern. All of the other answers have to change the sentence structure in some way in order for them to fit. So the only one answer that fits here is guessed. For question number 8, the answer that we choose has got to agree with 2 different things. First of all, it's got to agree with the verb before the gap. In other words, we've got to form the correct phrasal verb that fits the context. And secondly, it's got to agree with the preposition that follows the gap. There's only one answer that does all of these things, and that is, of course, D, to take part in something. In other words, to participate in something.